Justin and Hailey's marriage is crumbling, not in headlines, but in the quiet spaces between posts and appearances. You can see it in the way their timing is off, how their smiles feel rehearsed, and how affection only shows up when rumors start trending. Anniversary posts arrive late, couple photos appear only on schedule, not in sincerity. What used to look like privacy now reads like distance. I've seen marriages struggle in silence, but this isn't struggle. This is withdrawal. One is restless, one is detached, and together they're no longer convincing anyone. It doesn't feel like a partnership anymore. It feels like preparation. Justin didn't miss their anniversary. He delayed it. When October first arrived, he finally posted a tribute to Hailey. But nothing about it felt natural. The timing was off. The energy was off. A celebration shouldn't feel like a correction, and the real damage wasn't in what he posted. It was in what came after. Hailey didn't respond. No comment, no repost, not even a quiet acknowledgement. One half of the marriage tried to perform unity, the other half chose silence. Fans caught on immediately. One user wrote, "Hailey still hasn't liked the post LOL. That doesn't sound like mockery, it sounds like confirmation." When a wife won't even tap a heart on her own anniversary tribute, the love isn't gone, the interest is. Then came a harsher reminder from another user. Hasn't posted happy anniversary to her in over 2 years, but now wants to post, and this is what he does? That's not hate, that's accountability. Forgotten birthdays can be forgiven, but anniversaries ignored hit differently. This wasn't romance, it was proof. Proof that one is still reaching while the other already let go. September 13th used to be their anchor. No matter what else was happening, Justin and Hailey always made space to acknowledge the day they became husband and wife. I have seen them turn a simple date into a staged reminder of unity. But in 2025, that ritual disappeared without a trace. No post, no story, not even a recycled throwback. When a couple suddenly stops honoring something they once showcased proudly, it's rarely oversight. It's emotional distance. Fans didn't excuse it. One user wrote, "All they care about is image and money." That didn't sound bitter, it sounded observant. If affection were still genuine, it wouldn't need perfect timing or public applause to surface. Another comment hit harder. "This is below the bare minimum. Minimal effort doesn't kill a marriage. Indifference does. I don't need fireworks to believe in commitment, but I do need acknowledgement." Silence may look mature from the outside, but up close, it often signals detachment. When even tradition becomes inconvenient, love isn't evolving, it's evaporating. And once special dates lose meaning, the relationship usually follows right behind them. Their 5-year anniversary should have been a celebration. Instead, it turned into quiet confirmation that something is deeply wrong. Most healthy couples at that stage renew vows, recreate wedding moments, or at least share a small acknowledgement just to show the connection still matters. I don't need grand gestures to believe a marriage is alive, but I do need effort. Justin and Hailey didn't offer any. No shared photo, no private clip, not even a captioned memory. One fan summed it up perfectly. When most marriages or relationships start to tank due to being bored, growing apart, and that's exactly what this resembles. Not a dramatic collapse, but a slow drift. The kind that doesn't break suddenly, it fades in plain sight. Silence isn't always peaceful. Sometimes it's the sound of people giving up. I don't read their quiet as privacy. I read it as avoidance. When milestones stop being acknowledged, love isn't maturing. It's retreating. Selena's wedding acted like a spotlight, revealing who had truly moved on and who hadn't. Justin's response was immediate and messy. He flooded Instagram with half-cryptic, half-emotional captions about pain and reflection. Within days, he shifted to nightlife sightings, leaning too close to strangers in dimly lit clubs. That didn't look like recovery, it looked like distraction dressed up as confidence. I call that unraveling, not growth. Hailey's absence was just as loud as his presence. She wasn't next to him, not even as a silent show of support. Instead, she was in Paris, weaving herself into Fashion Week, attending runway events, and promoting her road brand like her marriage wasn't fraying in real time. The timing made it impossible to ignore. While Justin posted prayers and emotions, Hailey was posting outfits and guest lists. I wondered if she even cared how his breakdown looked to the public. One partner spiraled in full view. The other doubled down on independence. That isn't balance. That isn't teamwork. It's two people on parallel tracks, both pretending the other lane doesn't exist. Hailey's choice wasn't neutral, it was deliberate distance, and Justin's desperation didn't pull her closer, it gave her even more reason to stand apart. Together, their silence and separation didn't look like maturity, it looked like a countdown. Every time the internet starts speculating about a breakup, Justin and Hailey suddenly remember they're married. One day they're silent, distant, and moving separately. The next, there's a perfectly framed poolside kiss or a baby stroller moment dropped like evidence in court. It's never random. It's always on cue. They don't post to share love. They post to shut people up. A fan said it bluntly, "They only act in love when people start dragging them." That wasn't hate. That was pattern recognition. Relationships built on real intimacy don't need to perform every time the audience grows skeptical. But theirs reacts to headlines like clockwork. Rumors rise, photo dump, cheating whispers trend, matching outfits, divorce talk spikes, sudden PDA on Instagram stories. I call that choreography, not chemistry. What makes it worse is how polished the content always is: sunset lighting, coordinated outfits, even the kids strategically placed in frame. These aren't memories captured in the moment. They're campaigns launched on schedule. I refuse to call that romance when it behaves like a crisis management plan. Affection should feel natural. Their posts feel like push notifications. A marriage shouldn't need to convince us it's real every other week, because when love is genuine, it doesn't need angles, filters, and engagement boosts. It just exists, even when nobody's watching. And if your relationship only comes alive when people doubt it, then it's not passion you're protecting. It's perception. No marriage should need an audience to stay breathing. Love shouldn't require marketing strategies and rollout plans. If you have to schedule affection like content, the romance isn't thriving, it's performing. And performances always end when the audience stops clapping. From the outside, Justin and Hailey still look married. They wear the rings, they show up to the occasional event together. They let the paparazzi catch them in the same vehicle just often enough to keep headlines guessing. But the space between them is louder than any denial. This doesn't feel like unity. It feels like two people fulfilling the minimum requirements of a contract. Their silence isn't peaceful, it's distant. There's a difference between choosing privacy and avoiding acknowledgement. Couples who are protecting something sacred stay low together. These two stay low separately. I call that emotional separation, not restraint. There's no spark, no ease, no softness. Every public appearance looks like a negotiation. Stand here, walk there, pretend long enough for the cameras to click. Relationships don't always die in arguments. Sometimes they die in choreography. I don't need them to announce a breakup to know one is already in progress. Fans aren't speculating anymore. They're predicting. Some even joke about the format their official statement will take. Will it be a black and white notes app apology or a joint caption asking for privacy during this time? When people stop debating if you'll split and start betting on how, the decision has already been made in their minds. They're not fighting to fix the marriage anymore. They're just managing its image. No one's asking for affection now. They're waiting for acknowledgement. Because whatever this is, it doesn't look alive. It looks like a countdown disguised as commitment. And when the final post drops, it won't feel shocking. It'll feel overdue. The world has already let go. They're just the last ones pretending they haven't. This marriage isn't ending with a fight. It's ending with a fade. No statement, no drama, just distance becoming normal. Justin keeps posting like he's trying to convince the world he's okay. Hailey keeps posing like she doesn't need to explain anything. One seeks reassurance, the other seeks escape. And in that imbalance, the ending has already begun. Relationships don't just break when someone walks away. Sometimes they expire while both people are still standing there. At this point, it's not about who's right or wrong. It's about who finally admits out loud what everyone already sees.